If you're a realtor or real estate agent and you're feeling a little bit lost, you don't know what to do with your time, you have idle hands, today we're going to help you with that. I want to make sure by the end of this video, you know exactly what to do every day of the week so that you can focus on making money and achieving your goals. Real agent answers. Listen, I get it. It might sound a little hokey pokey. Nobody wants to talk about goals. But if you think about it, really break it down. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Why did you get into this business, or why do you want to get into this business? There is usually a number that makes you happy or an achievement that fulfills you. And so no matter what that is, it could be to take care of your kids. It could be to, maybe you need a new car. Maybe you need to buy your first house. There are all sorts of reasons. Point is, it's not about money, but the money gets you the freedom, or goals give you the clarity to attain what it is you're seeking. And so today we're going to focus on just that. I've got a worksheet. I'm going to call it GAS goals. GAS for a couple reasons. GAS because it's goal, achievement, and then steps to get there. But also gas, when you think of gas, you think of fuel. How is it you get from point A to point B? So we're going to focus on GAS goals today. I'm going to switch it up, and we're going to hop right into this sheet that I've created just for you. And I'm assuming you're going to want your own copy of this as well. So make sure you stay to the end of the video so I can show you how to get that. I think the first thing that we have to think about is how to prepare for writing your goals. A lot of people are like, well, I got to write my goals, and they have no idea where to get started. So what I did is I added a couple questions that will help you with your creative juices, get those flowing. So we know that Napoleon Hill told us that goals are a dream with a deadline. So how do you nurture your creativity so you get these? So here's an example. Do you even know who you're talking to? I have a whole video that talks about how to create your avatar and figure out who your ideal client is. So you can watch that later, or maybe you've watched it already, but let's keep going through this. So what are ways that you can connect with that person? Is this something you like doing? Because out of all of this, your goals are either to figure out how you can grow your brand or how you can hire someone to grow your brand or your business. Okay. One other example, what happens if you don't achieve this? Do you have any kind of accountability for these goals? Right? Like, you can say whatever you want. You can say, I want to make $1 million, but if nobody heard you, nobody's going to care. Right? You can say it to yourself. You're either lying to yourself or you're going to achieve it. And if you don't make it, then you have to think about what that means. And so I've heard people doing tricks like they send a check, write a blank check, and they have it get ready to be mailed, let's say to a charity for $1,000. And if they don't meet their goal, then it gets given to that charity and they lose $1,000 because they didn't meet their goal. And some people are altruistic and they love that. Other people, they need that for motivation. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the activity section. So this is the template itself. So I just want to explain one more time that you have the goal itself. We want the goal to be a SMART goal. SMART means specific, measurable, you can read. The idea is that if you have a goal, it has to be clear enough where you can define what it is that done means for that goal. If you can't measure it, you can't tell if it's done, right? If you don't have a time there, if you aren't specific enough, I could say that I want to make $1 million. I like that number, right? I want to make $1 million. Yeah, but in how long? If it's going to be in 4 years, that doesn't do me any good, right? So, I mean, that's still pretty good for some people, but it's just, you got to think, you just have to think deeper about what it is that you're asking for, right? Think about a genie in the bottle. You ask a genie and he gives you some crazy wish. Well, you don't want it to be the wrong wish. You want to be very specific with it. And then the achievements, and then what steps it takes to get those achievements. Okay. So now I'm going to scroll through some examples so you can see a few of these. So this is a specific and attainable goal in my market. So I'm in the Austin, Texas market. If you don't know, I'm Ian of Austin. I'm an elite agent with Real Broker. I'm not sure when you're going to watch this video, but that's relevant today. So an example is, let's say you want 9 closed sales, which isn't ridiculous. That's less than 1 a month, right? Well, the market, 475, is easy to do in this market. The average, the median home price is what, 550, 600, something like that in Austin, Texas. And so you go in the outskirts, this is pretty easy to do, right? And then by November 30th, because if I wait until December 12th and then it gets pushed back, then that doesn't actually count and I can't control when that happens. And if you did 9 sales by this at a 3%, it all depends on your your broker split, whether or not you're capped, all sorts of variables in there. So don't think about that. But if there's none of that, then that's $128,000. That's over $100,000 a year for 9 sales in this market. That's a good goal, and it's very clear. Okay, so use those questions I showed you earlier that help you get through this part. Now, let's look at some of the achievements that are tied to the goal. Reconnecting or just connecting with the 500 people that you already know. Most people have an average of 250 to 700 people in their database today. Like if you go to your phone, you open up, your text messages or open up your dialer, you could probably scroll and see about a few hundred people. And not just your phone. Look at your social media accounts, people that you actually talk to on there or should be talking to on there. And if you don't talk to them, why are they there? Like really think about that. Like, why do you have the contact information for people that you don't actually plan to contact? Anyway, so I digress. With that particular goal, I'm going to go through all the achievements first, and then we'll go into the steps for those achievements. Another one could be meet people you've never had a conversation with, right? This could be ads. This could be so many other ways. This could be cold leads. But the idea is to connect with new people because you'll never grow your business if you may never grow your business if you only stick with your same sphere, because eventually they'll either all have houses or won't maybe not need your services. But these people may eventually connect you with other people, but that's not a plan. That's a step that we can focus on. So we'll get there in a second. And then the last one that I used, again, just as an example, is writing down 5 new ideas that will help you build your business. There are so many people that get stagnant. I don't know how many people I talk to that are like, "Oh, I'm not downloading TikTok. It's, they've got like 9 reasons why, or I don't look good on camera, or I'm not doing this or that." I don't care. Like the idea though is that you have to learn something in order to grow, and you have to do something different in order to grow. Because if you always do the same thing, what's that the definition of? And expect different results. I mean, we know where that goes. Okay, so now let's look at the achievements under the goal. So the steps under the achievement. So if the achievement is reconnecting with 500 people, there are at least 5 steps that I need to write down that I can take that will help me accomplish this. So one of them is clean up my current list of database. I might have phone numbers for everybody and no email addresses or no addresses, like home addresses. If I know them, then I need to know them, right? Like do I know their birthdays? Do I know that they have kids? Like what is the stuff that matters when you're having a conversation and you're reconnecting with these people? So that's why I say clean up. So it's a little more deep than that. I'm going to leave some blank spaces. Again, these are just examples to get you started and create your own. A thank you card with everybody. And if you're curious about this one, you can go and handwrite everything, buy stamps and send it out. You have to have your address to do that. But also, I have an app that you can click and it's in the description below, and you can do this automatically, and it's handwritten and everything. So hit me back up later, and I'll record a video that shows you how to do this as well. So let's go to meeting new people. Mega open house. That's where you go around, you do your door knocking, you do your circle prospecting. You also make sure you have balloons. You put out 100 signs. You sit there, you turn it into a party. Maybe you rent a bounce house. Maybe you give out pies. Maybe you have a class there. Like there's all sorts of things that you can do to make this event incredible. The problem is, if you were going to do that multiple times a week or even multiple times a month, it can be exhausting. And then you may not have time to do your actual job, which is help the people that you connect with. So that's a good example of something that you can do once a quarter and still have a large number of results. You might meet 50 people every time you do this, 50 new people, and then 10 people that show up. Like that's great. Okay, so consider that as an example of how to meet new people. Creating an educational TikTok video. The thing about TikTok is it always pushes out to people you don't know. Right? What else do we have? We have a 15-minute virtual meeting with a new vendor, right? Every lender wants to take you to lunch. Great. Once you have a handful of lenders that you trust and do a good job, stop going out to lunch with lenders. Go with somebody else. Go with a title rep. Go with an insurance person, and not just I do insurance, right? Meet somebody who's in commercial. Meet somebody who insures boats. Meet somebody who insures golf clubs. Like get out there and actually learn what these people do, because if it's generic, you're generic, right? That's how people are going to see you. So don't do that to yourself. Figure it out, figure out some niches and meet with these people and understand their niches, because all of them, everybody's got a story, and all of them meet people that need to buy real estate. Okay. It could be a networking group. Are you part of any networking working groups? And if you're not, that's a whole other discussion. I'll probably have a video on that here in the near future as well. And then come over here and new ideas. Like I said, don't be stagnant in your business. 1 hour a week. If you work 40 hours, take one of those and listen to a podcast, or spend the entire time on YouTube on how to run Instagram ads. Doesn't matter what it is, but anything that you're learning should give you an idea on how to improve or implement it in your business. So leverage that to the fullest. We have unlimited access to knowledge in this world today. And there are classes. Maybe you're just taking classes at the Real Academy if you're part of our brokerage. There are just so many ways to do this. Read 2 new books a month, maybe one about business and one outside of business. Maybe one in business, one outside of business. Maybe one's for mindset. Maybe you're into spirituality. Maybe it's meditation. There are all sorts of things that you can do to continue to grow and not feel that stagnation. And so add a few more in here that relate specifically to you. And then down at the bottom, if you're ever trying to reach me or anybody that's on my team or that's part of Real Agent Answers, then you can always go down to the bottom, and we'll have some links that you can click on and join, like I said, the Discord community, which is an important place for everybody to be able to collaborate. And listen, I know that there is a lot. This is a lot of information. Your head is just filling up. But the culture of collaboration and supporting each other, there are so many houses being sold. You saw that 9 houses in this market gets you over $100,000. Even at 50%, you're giving half of it away. You're still making a good living compared to some other people, right? So take advantage of the collaboration. As I'd mentioned before, if you join the Discord channel, I will make sure that you have a link to this template so that you can use it for yourself. You might have to print it out. I don't know if it's editable. Maybe I'll create an editable one in the future. But also, if you like the way I did this, where I have the screen on one side and then I have my little camera below, if you like that and you want to use that in your business, there's a free tool. I've got a video right here that shows you exactly how to do that for yourself in your business.